Sunday after church. Sleeping Beauties. When I sleep, I usually stay with them in the car, and if it's too hot, we keep the engine on. But today is just perfect. It's perfect. So I can save gas. I just want to talk about this show I really like and spend time to watch when I should be really sleeping. But some people maybe think it's cheesy or boring even. I mean, I thought that at first too, but until you get to know the characters. It's called Virgin River. It's a really, really nice show. And before that, I watched Chesapeake Shores. Yeah, those kind of shows, I don't know those characters when they play those roles. I wonder those actors if they put a thought in their heads, like how they're actually, do they wonder if it's like people act out for reals, or like are they like real people like that? I just wonder, because they are just so perfectly presented. And yeah, anyways, so baby girl wants a tissue, I guess. Hi, baby girl. The reason I like that show and the one before is because it's about this lady who is a nurse, and she leaves California and the hustle bustle in there because of certain things that happened to her in her life, and she goes to this in the middle of nowhere mountain village, small town, really small town. Not too sure which state that is even, but most of the time cold, I think, and very cold in there. And she meets those people that at first are really resentful towards newcomers, or she's like the new attraction, or she's like the, I don't know, not really welcomed. So she wanted to leave and go back to California, but then she got to know the people there, and they she got in a relationship with the main character, who owns a bar. And thank you. And they cook that fantastic food there and stuff like that. And it's just seeing how the story evolves and how the people are and how human they are, how like watching those things, it's like, of course it's a series, it's made to be sold because it's like real, there's drama in it, there's like stories, there's like lots of emotions and stuff, but like most of the stuff is probably not real. I hope not, because there's like those people who plant and grow substances for drugs and stuff like that. So I don't know if that's real. Maybe, I don't know how much of, so that's like criminal stuff and not really good, but I hope that part is not right, it's not true. But there are, what really gets me into those series is the real, how real people are, and how they manage to communicate their emotions. And the main character, the nurse, I just look up to her. Like, the actress is playing it really well. She's really great. She's an inspiration to me. I really like her, and I want to be more like her. How she manages to balance it out, like even she has her own heart has been broken so many pieces. She's lost lots of people she loved, and she still continues to find strength and be positive and be there for those around her and be helpful. And that's amazing. That takes a gut and strong mindset. And you learn a lot about stillborn children and You learn a lot about different, because she's a nurse, so all kinds of different cases that people come with. Like, I didn't know anything about this condition called lupus or something like that. It's a condition where your own body starts going against itself, and the treatment and the medication takes thousands of dollars, and so people get broke from they cannot afford it. The medication for that is really, really expensive, even if you have insurance. So it's a challenging thing. And then if you don't treat it, your body starts malfunctioning, like your kidneys start failing, or your liver or your heart eventually. So you just basically die, and it's genetic too. And because I don't know, it's just really interesting. I learn a lot from it. I like to learn new things, and I like to learn about, and as I'm getting older myself, I like to learn about different kinds of conditions, and I don't think I can handle those ER kind of movies anymore. I used to like ER so much when I was in my high school, junior high school age, but like very dynamic. And I like this one because it's peaceful in the middle of nowhere. It's a small town in the mountains, and the nearest cool restaurant you could go to like 2 hours or like 30, 40, 50 minutes away from your town. And it's just so, the community is so sincere, and they know each other, and then they take care of each other if something happens. It's like when one lady in those areas decided to give up her kid because her husband died, and it was like she was very old age anyways, and she figured out she was pregnant, so she just left the baby at the doctor's office in the front of the door one morning, and they figured out who that was. But they told her it takes a village to raise that kid, and they took turns, and then they managed somehow. And it's really amazing to me. And that kind of real conversations with people, like here, I cannot have that ever for ages. For when I get back to this reality after I watched an episode or two, after I get back to this reality, it's just really hard. It's really hard because my heart, my soul longs for normal conversations with normal people, and exchanging information, and just talking your thoughts and talking your feelings through with people, and people understand you, and not trying to figure out language barriers or cultural difficulties and differences, and all that crap. I just don't like that pressure constantly. Like, I will have to be very careful what I say, to whom I say it, and how I say it, and what time it is when I say it at school, at my schools. And I have to be very careful I cannot be myself. That's what it is. And I haven't been myself for so many years. It's not even funny. I wonder what human being would survive that much long. Of like, you lose yourself alone with the fact that you're a mom of 5 kids. You lose yourself regardless of where you live and what your circumstances are. But not being able to replenish and to refresh with and I'm not saying it's all the time. Like, sometimes I would have good conversation, or it would take something really good and valuable from church, from meetings. I would do that. But in most recent months, it's just struggle to even do that, because I don't honestly want to be there. The only people I feel that care and love is like the family that I can talk to them in English, and the babies love the wife of that family, and they actually really genuinely care and pray for us, and then they understand the situation, and they just take you the way you are, and they don't judge. And not so this artificial, I would call it, Japanese kindness, it's a gray zone for me. It's very scary. I don't know. I really don't know when somebody is smiling at you and being kind to you. You don't know if they hate you or if they like you. That's really scary. That's really scary. And regardless of context, or like this one example, like there were two young teachers, guys, males, who were in the staff room in one of my schools, and they would be talking to each other, and all of a sudden it became really loud, but like smiling, like laughing and smiling. And they will be talking to the vice principal, who is a lady, and she was like commanding them something or something. It was just like rush time, like something was preparing. They were preparing for some kind of event or something. I don't know. And probably Corona hit and they had to close classes and stuff like that. I don't remember what it was, but it was in the first term. That starts between April and July. And I remember the one that was sitting next to me, he said, for the other one, he's really angry right now. And I was like, what are you talking about? Look at him. He's like smiling. Like, he's very angry right now. And I was so confused because I couldn't grasp the idea that he was angry. I missed it. I didn't know. And so that's freakish for me. Like everybody copes with stress in different way. That is a fact. Everybody copes differently. When I get super stressed, I snap at everybody and everything, and especially if I'm stressed because of lack of sleep or not know many ideas of like what to do about classes and stuff. Yes? How can I help you?
Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
Taking YouTube?
That's okay. That's okay.
Can you cut it?
No. Not right now. Sorry. Do you need anything? That's okay. It's okay. So basically that's how he's shy. That's how. So I just shut down. I shut down and I try. It takes time to process. And there was this TED talk about this lady was talking about how we always say we don't have time and we never make time for this and for that. And she said, I work in the ER, and basically her suggestion was to prioritize with the three color codes, like what has to be done first is red light, and what can wait is yellow light, and what can be done much later is green light. And so she said that when you prioritize those things in your head, it kind of relieves you from the constant stress. And honestly, after I had the twins, everything started for me to be like yellow and green light, because if everything starts crying red out loud in my brain, then I just panic and I shut down. I can't think possibly to manage to do everything at the same time. It's just basically impossible physically. And so I prioritize in my head, like when I go home, what is the things I have to do between 5 and 9 before I put those two to sleep. So I try to do that. I use that advice, and you know what, if you didn't manage to do all the reds, if you did all the reds, that's fine. If you didn't manage to do all the yellows, that's fine too, as long as you did the vital reds. Otherwise you just burn out, and I have been feeling burnt out for a long time. And when you don't find any way to recharge, then it takes on your body, your mental health. It takes on physically, mentally, everythingly, really. So prioritize. If I didn't manage to wash all the dishes, that's fine. I could do it another day, or somebody else can do it for me. Because it's not just my dishes, not just my laundry, not just my room. Everybody's using those things too. And I'm trying to teach that the kids as well, although their priorities are different because they're still kids, and I get that. I try to talk to them a lot recently and communicate my feelings and my worries and my overwhelming, like all my reds. I'm trying to tell them about all my reds, and maybe I'll talk to them about the coloring, the red coat, the color coding as well, so they can. It will be helpful for them as well to learn to do that. I usually at the end of the school week, like on Friday, I sit down and write down what I need to do for the next week. Because once I come home, I just put my bag down and my planner down, and until Monday, I can't do much. But on Monday, when I see it, it reminds me again what I have to do. Hopefully, I can do at least half of the things I have to do. Some of them are red, some of them are yellow color, some of them are greens for like a few months later. But I write them down so it's in front of my eyes so I can see it and be reminded of it. So that's that. This coming week, those two babies will have a field trip to kind of sort of like the capital city of the prefecture, and where the airport is, there is a park across of it. So in that park, there's like a very, very anciently old airplane where the kids can go inside and see how it looks like, and then you can go to the cabin where the pilots are and stuff. But it's really old one, so it's not really realistic, but it's okay. Kids like to do that. And you can see the airplanes taking off and landing, like the big ones and the small ones, and some small helicopters or like really small jets and stuff like that. So it's really cool. It's really cool. And it's loud, of course, because airplanes, but it's really cool. And inside they have different things kids can learn about in the area and the prefecture, like what you can see from the airplane. There's lots of activities and climbing things and going through things. Ooh, I don't know if I can do that anymore with my knees, but I will try my best to do it. It will be fun. Yeah, that's this coming Friday. So they're excited because the fact that they're gonna go from the nursery school into this big bus. They're excited about the bus adventure because those two have never been in a bus or in a train. They've just been in the car. But they will go in the bus, so they're really excited to go to the bus and see things from the big window, and it'll be fun. But back to Virgin River, when those storytellers, whoever writes a script, they're like genius people, because they know how to implement like a little bit of this and a little bit of that to make the story whole. And I like the most when the two main characters work out the problems between themselves. It's really beautiful. Like, of course they have downs and they have ups, and then they have those strong emotions, and they have those uncertainties, but they take the risk and faith, and they know where they stand with each other, and they're very protective of each other and look after each other. Those are things, like when I look at that, it's like I don't ever think I ever had that in my life. I never really felt that way. Are you okay? You're okay. Everything is okay. Everything is okay. You're okay, sweetheart. You're okay. You're okay, my love. Do you want to go out of the car? No. You want to stay here? No. You just woke up. No. Everything is no. Yes. Everything is no. Don't worry. Kaliachi's here too. Anyway, so yeah, it's just very beautifully done. I just admire those people who play those roles and those people who wrote the script. And Chesapeake Shores, oh my gosh, that's like relationships out of this world. If those relationships really existed among people and everybody was like that family, the O'Briens, oh my goodness, this world will be a better place, because they're just so intellectually advanced, and they know how to have fun with each other. They know they're very strong and protective of each other. They take care of each other, even if the family, the parents, it fell apart. The kids just managed to be those really great people, and then the mom comes back in the picture, and there's a lot of reconciliation to be done, and just lots of things to be swollen, like compassion and reaching out with love. It's just beautiful. Like when I see those real beautiful stories, how they evolve, how the actors go through certain things to evolve, it's just amazing to me. I love it. It makes my heart full. So I take from those relationships I see and observe, from those series, there's those TV shows, it's just inspiring to me. It is inspiring. It makes me want to be a better person and reason my situation with different kind of eyes. And I have a really, really grumpy 2-year-old who screeches around and everything is no for him. So that will be it.